Hey everyone, welcome to this video where we explore Runway, a complete creative toolkit that uses the power of AI to generate and edit both images and videos. You can access it directly through your browser for free, making it easy to start creating without installing any software. First of all, log in with your Runway account to access the home page where you'll find several options on the right. On the left side, you'll see Sessions, which include all your projects in progress. Below that, under Assets, you'll find all files uploaded or generated inside Runway. Farther down under Create, you'll get a list of all the AI generation tools. You can also go to All Tools to view the complete set of AI features available in Runway. To begin generating, you can either go to Start a Session in the bottom left corner, or use the chatbot located at the top of the homepage. For example, if we go to Start a Session, you can use this workspace or switch to Chat mode at the top to return to the chatbot view we saw earlier. Let's start with Chat mode. You can request an image, like a blonde horse running in the desert, or even a video. You can also upload images to use as references. To begin, click Ask on the right. Make sure your prompts are direct, clear, and free of loops or negative phrases. Always provide specific, straightforward details to guide the AI. The generation is powered by Runway's newest model, Gen 4, which we'll look at more closely later. Once the generation is complete, the AI will suggest several follow-up options. This is helpful if you're just starting with AI tools or don't yet know how to get the best results. For example, you can pick one of the suggestions, like option 1, to restyle the image into a cartoon. And here's the result. We're still in chat mode, but we can switch to the standard session interface, also called Tool mode, by clicking in the top left corner. This view is more advanced, ideal for users with some AI experience. On the left, you'll see all input controls to guide your next generation, and on the right, you'll find your past results from chat mode. In the top left, you can choose whether to generate an image or a video. For now, we'll stick with video generation. At the bottom, you can switch the AI model being used. Currently, Runway supports the latest Gen 4 model and the earlier Gen 3. Gen 1 and Gen 2 are no longer available in the newest version. So now, let's start generating a video. We will begin using Gen 4 Turbo, one of the best models for video generation. Great for live actions, VFX, and motion clips. It's especially useful if you need to animate simple images, or you don't need to create very complex videos. This generation model requires an image to use as a reference. You can select one you own from the Assets folder, or go to Create Image to generate one with AI right away. You can also use the last image you created by clicking on Input for Video in the bottom left corner. Then crop the reference image if needed. In the prompt box at the bottom, describe what you want in the video. For example, a blonde horse running with powerful movement. Here, describe the main subject, how it moves, its actions, any mood, and even camera movement. For example, camera tracks the horse while it runs, to follow the subject's motion. So, after defining the subject and camera movement, describe the scene or background. For example, the desert remains static, only sand dust rises behind. Then, define the style. For example, cinematic or realistic. You can also choose cartoon, 3D animation, and more. You can find more guidance in the video description by checking the official documentation of Runway. Below the image preview, you'll find other options. For now, let's skip Act 2. We will explore it shortly. On the right, set the video aspect ratio. At the bottom, choose the total video length. Let's go with 5 seconds. Then click Generate to create the video using Gen 4 Turbo. The result will be in 720p resolution. Use the player below to preview the final video. At the top, you'll see the full generation info, the model used, the reference image, the full prompt, and other editable settings. At the bottom, you get additional tools, like restyling the video, using the current frame as a reference for another video, and other features we'll cover later. You can also download the video in 720p at 24 frames per second. You can also upscale the video to 4K resolution by spending 10 credits with this 4K button. The copyright of any generated media is fully owned by you. Runway allows you to use these videos freely, including for commercial purposes. Each generation consumes credits. You'll start with 125 credits if you're using the free plan, and receive more depending on your subscription plan. Credits are used based on what you generate, either an image or a video, and on the model selected for the generation. Consider a subscription to receive monthly credits, remove watermarks, and unlock premium options like upscaling to 4K. Currently, Runway doesn't offer tools to increase the frame rate of videos, which remain fixed at 24 frames per second. If Gen 4 Turbo isn't enough, for more complex tasks, you can switch to Gen 4, the most powerful model available in Runway. This model is available with paid plans only and provides better consistency for characters and stronger alignment with reference images. So, for example, we can upload an image and then define a prompt, which is optional. Set all the options below, such as aspect ratio and video duration, then click Generate. With Gen 4, you can use Runway Aleph to edit an existing video up to its first 5 seconds. Switch to chat mode to generate one from scratch and get assistance from AI. Or go to Edit with Aleph to modify a generated video on the right. Describe how you want to edit the video, such as changing the camera angle, adjusting the lighting, switching the weather, or adding and removing details. Use simple instructions like add, remove, change, or replace. For example, let's replace the horse with a fire horse. Then go to Generate. If you want, you can also add a reference image by using the Upload button above to guide the editing more precisely. You can also switch to the older Gen 3 Alpha Turbo to test things out while using fewer credits. This model offers extra control with more settings below. If we go to Text Prompt, we can define what we want to generate, supported by either an image or a video as reference. For example, let's upload this portrait image and crop it. Then let's write a prompt to describe the video like we did during the Gen 4 generation. At the bottom, select the aspect ratio. We'll use portrait. In Settings, recheck the aspect ratio and check the video resolution, which remains at 720. Now set the video length up to 10 seconds and click Generate. Let's check the result. This complex prompt didn't work as expected because Gen 3 is a simpler model, so we should switch to Gen 4 to get better results. You also have the Extend button here, which lets you add 8 more seconds by entering a new prompt. Other available options include upscaling to 4K and downloading the result, just like with Gen 4. You can also use keyframes to control video motion over time, keeping the same style as the first keyframe you've added. You define one image as the first keyframe, and then add 2 more if you want. For example, a central keyframe and a final one to end the generated video. Let's update the prompt description. Then switch to Camera Control at the bottom to also manage camera movement. For example, add effects like panning or tilting. These camera settings apply to the entire video, not just a single keyframe, even if the preview shows only one at the top. You can also describe camera movement directly in the text prompt. Now hit Generate to see the result. Sometimes the generation may jump to the last keyframe too quickly if it looks very different from the others. So try using keyframes with similar content to keep results smooth. At the bottom, you also have the Act 1 option, which we'll explore later in this video. You'll also find the expand feature, which lets you change the aspect ratio of any video. For example, you can pick a video above or select the latest one under Actions, then click Expand Video. In this case, we have a portrait layout, so let's convert it to landscape. You'll see the change from here to here. If Gen 3 Alpha Turbo doesn't meet your needs, you can switch to Gen 3 Alpha, which offers higher precision. It's more affordable than the Gen 4 model and is only available with a paid plan. Unlike Gen 3 Alpha Turbo, this model lets you generate a video using just a text prompt. You can optionally add an image or video as reference for extra detail. Just like Gen 4, Gen 3 Alpha performs better with detailed prompts, especially when you don't use a reference image, so your text needs to fully guide the output. You can also insert an image as a reference and use it either as the first or last keyframe. This is great for adding motion to a static image. Now let's see how to generate images with Runway. Just switch to Image from the top left corner. To make these images, Runway uses the ultimate Gen 4 model. You can use this feature to create characters or impressive landscapes, even complex ones, before moving on to generate a video. At the top, type a prompt describing what you want. Include the subject, actions, background, colors, and of course, the style. At the bottom, if you don't use any reference, you can pick any style template to apply, like vivid or high contrast. Set the aspect ratio, the number of image variations to create, and also the resolution between 720p or 1080p. For more complex outputs, you can add image references by clicking right here. Under References, you can upload any image you have. For example, let's upload this one. Then we can add two more, like a jaguar fur pattern and a specific landscape. You can also give each reference a name for more precise control when writing the prompt. For example, name this one Lion, this one Jaguar pattern, and this one Vulcan. Then, in the prompt, use the @ symbol to refer to any of these specifically, like selecting the lion as the main subject. We can describe its skin by adding @Jaguar pattern as skin, and define the environment by using the Vulcan reference. This looks really good. If the results don't match your expectations, consider adding more detail from the image references by using the Generate Prompt feature. Now this image becomes the reference for the next video we'll create. So go back to Video from the top left, clear any previous references and prompts, and select this new image under Input for Video. Since this is a complex image with specific features like the jaguar fur, it's better to switch to the Gen 4 model, which ensures the subject stays consistent. Now start describing what's going to happen. Include the subject, its actions, the camera motion, the scene, and the style. Then click Generate. This shows how the video generation can be very precise even when using a complex reference image. You can download any image you generate with the button in the bottom right corner. Then back on the home page, among the Tools list, you can go to Upscale Image to upload the image you just created and upscale its resolution up to HD, 2K, or even 4K. Keep in mind that video generations will always stay at 720p even if you use a 4K image as a reference. This image generator is very useful for creating consistent characters and videos thanks to the references and the @ symbols you can use. You can select the images again, update the prompt, and generate a new image while keeping the character consistent. And here it is. This is the result. On the video generation session, switch to Act 2 at the bottom if you want to provide a video reference for your character to follow. You can either record yourself or upload a video to capture gestures of the face, hands, and full body.
No. Understood?
Just below, upload your character, which can be either an image or a video. For example, a lion. Set the options including aspect ratio, expressiveness, and whether to transfer gestures from the reference. The output video will last as long as the reference video provided.
No, no, no. Understood?
If you only need facial expressions, you can switch to Gen 3 Alpha Turbo and use Act 1 instead. Keep in mind it will depreciate in the future. To learn more about Act 1, check our previous tutorial on Runway. If you need to add a voice, open Generative Audio and go to Lip Sync Video. Import the video of your character, or pick any template available in Runway. This will be analyzed to detect faces, though it mainly works on human faces. At this point, upload any audio file or simply type the text you want spoken. Choose a voice by clicking on the microphone button.
I'd like to tell you a story.
Then hit Generate to get the final result.
Welcome to this new world of AI.
Now let's see the sketch feature. Let's use a simple tree as the image reference. Give it a name, as we did with the lion, and then click the brush button to add a sketch. At the bottom, you'll find tools to draw simple shapes or paint directly on the image. For example, let's draw a cracked ground. If you pick a wrong color, use Ctrl or Command and Z to undo your action. And retry by changing the stroke color to black. When ready, go to Export Sketch to use this reference along with a prompt. After sketching, update the name, add a supporting prompt, and click Generate. Here's the result. You can also ask the Gen 4 model to remove the background from an image. Another option is to apply very specific modifications to parts of the reference image. For example, go to Sketch, choose a color that stands out, like pink, and tell the AI to pull down a branch. Draw a simple arrow and add a label for additional clarity of how to edit. Then go to Export Sketch and either generate as is or support it with a prompt. This is the result of the generation. The same sketch tool can create interesting camera shots. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to visit our YouTube channel and our official website to discover more tips and free guides on artificial intelligence platforms.